Okay, let's get started with Adobe Premiere Elements 10. Let's double click, give it a second to fire up, and then select New Project. And it has a little moment there to think, and then it's going to ask you to name your project. So name my project, we call this test. And this is just saving your overall files for the project rather than your actual final film. So your users file should be okay. It's set to, hopefully should be set to PAL, which is the European video standard rather than the American one. If it's not on that, you could change it there, but frankly it's probably going to be on PAL, so we'll just leave it as PAL. Cancel that. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, let's okay that, and now you've got your editing screen. Here is your timeline. There's a scene line available or a timeline for proper editing. Stick with the timeline. It's imagine you're assembling a train of bits of video and imagery and sound, and it goes in here and it reads from left to right. This is the screen where you'll see your video being previewed, and we're going to get some media. This is our media library. We need some media, something to work with. So I'm going to go to Get Media, and I'm going to go down to Files and Folders. You could bring it straight in from your camcorder or whatever, but I'm going to go to Files and Folders. And I already know my way to this folder because I've been doing this demo a few times. And I've only got the wildlife video that comes with the computer here, but I'm going to include that now for some editing. And that'll put it into your little sort of the shelves of your library. Now, to drag this into your little train, just hold the left mouse button down and drag it across into your video timeline. Now, it's a bit squashed here. You can't really see what's going on very well. So if you go to this little slider over here, and just drag that across so you see a slightly magnified view. I've gone too far. Let's take that back. Okay. Now then, excuse me. Now we've got the video layer here and the audio layer underneath. The audio layer, you can see the loud bits, the quiet bits, and the various sound components of your soundtrack. The actual film is here. If you want to see the film, press play here. And this is my holiday film of me with my horses. Obviously, no, it's the free video that comes with Windows. Okay, so we can pause it, but we can also scroll backwards and forwards using the indicator here to the exact part of the film we want to see. And in this case, I want to get rid of this koala bear. It could be a bit of a film from a class, some inappropriate behavior or whatever. But at this point, I want to cut the koala bear out. So I'm going to snip the film. Like in the old days when I used to work with celluloid film, clip on the scissors, and that splits the bit of film there. And then we'll scroll a bit further along to where the koala bear is finished. There he goes. And scroll, and about there, snip again, and now my film is split up. It's still all there at the moment, but it's got splits in it. So if I click on that there, so it becomes highlighted, I can then press the delete key on my ordinary keyboard, and it cancels that and closes up the gap, so that when I play it now, no koala. Okay, which is the way I like my films. Okay, you'll also notice that the soundtrack jumps as well. Whatever you chop, the soundtrack is attached, in this case, to the main bit of the film. Okay, now that's a very basic bit of editing. We'll talk more in the actual workshop, but now let's say I'm happy with this film, I've got rid of the koala, I'm ready to save it. I go to Share, and then I'm going to share for a computer, so export files for doing on computers. And I'm going to choose quite a basic format, Windows Media. It's quite small file sized, and then I would press Save on here. Now I'm not going to do that now, because that seems to mess up with the camera recording software, but then when you're ready to make your film available to the public, you will click Save. I'm just going to stop the film now. Okay, that's all good. Stop.